So first way, bell ringer warm-up. I time all my warm-ups, and I time it so that the students come in and they do it. I have a system that allows me to, I use Schoolspace, which is kind of like similar to Scholar or Blackboard, create quizzes on there. Students go onto their computer, they answer the questions, they're all multiple choice, and I cut it off at 15 minutes. 15 minutes from when the bell starts is when I stop accepting submissions. So if students try to submit it or they try to wait, well, sorry, you know now in the future, you need to come in, get started, and make sure that you give yourself enough time to get your warm-up submitted. I do have some students that I give a paper copy to. If they have an accommodation, they need more time, they need a paper copy, I do that for them. I have a printout as well, and I'll talk about that a little bit when I talk about obstacles using this for a warm-up. So this is what I get when I have my students come in. So the 15 minutes gives me time to do attendance, look at absent students, pass out some work. I really don't use a lot of paper in my classroom, and give out any absent work or makeup work. So when the students start submitting their work, I start looking at this and getting immediate data to drive instruction. So I get an idea of average time that it took them. Did I give them enough time? Did I give them enough time to do the 5 questions that we had? I also get feedback on the average question difficulty. So question difficulty, it's the higher it is, the more students got it. The lower it is, I can easily see, do I need to spend more time on this, or am I okay on this topic? I can move forward. With the 2 students who missed it, I can talk to them at a later time. So here we see question 80%. I'm okay with that, so I'm going to move on. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. 36%, that's not good. So either we didn't do a good job with it, there was something that was confusing. I'm going to spend more time immediately after the warm-up going over that question. Okay, so pre-assessment. That question that we did on the Kahoot, the only math question on the Kahoot, came from an 8th grade test bank that I have access to. So our math specialist for the county takes all released SOL items. He puts them into this TestNav test bank. We can use those to create assessments. I upload those. That's where all my warm-ups come from. And so that question I pulled from an 8th grade test bank. My students in Algebra 1, I was trying to get an idea, where are they in terms of inequalities? Got this question. I think this is a 5-question warm-up. Oh, great. My students know how to do inequalities. They know how to do graphing. We're going to be excellent. 89%, I'm okay with that. I'll look at those 3 and talk to them individually in directed study. Then I get to this next question, the one that we just answered. 18%, or 18 of them, of the 29 that participated on this, got it wrong. And that's because they were taught to look for the direction that the inequality is pointing. And they said, well, they knew how to solve the one-step inequality, add 3 to both sides. Great. Now the inequality is going that way, the arrow has to go that way. So right away I was like, okay, this is an issue. I need to address this. And it was nice because it was like immediate feedback. I knew by the time the students had submitted their warm-up, I need to spend time going over this as we go into multi-step inequalities. Okay, so.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Those results were from Schoolspace?
Yeah, so I use Schoolspace. It's very similar to like a Blackboard or Scholar.
Is that something that the division has to subscribe to, or did you?
I think so. Yeah, and I don't know if we're transitioning
Yeah,
away
they're
from it.
switching out of it.
Yeah.
They actually already did, I don't know what they switched to.
I don't know. I'm actually, so it'll be interesting to see how this works with, I would like to do the same thing going forward. I know that Christiansburg and Montgomery County, they have, I think, Chromebooks and a pilot program for like 1-to-1, so it's all, maybe it's like 90% of the students will have it. So it'll be interesting to see how it works going forward, doing the same thing with a different setup. So just like in review, it avoids a lot of paper. I don't have to sit there and grade 110 warm-ups. I know right away I don't have to worry about that paper trail. I do have paper copies for several reasons. If the internet goes down, students don't come to prepare with their computer, or students have accommodations that need a paper copy, that's one way I handle it. I think it's nice, it's green, it's a quick assessment. I can use it as a pre-assessment or as an exit ticket. So these are all ways that I use the computer for an assessment really quickly in the classroom. Okay, so that presentation